A very good Monday morning to everyone out there. Happy start to Thanksgiving week. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and night forecast, courtesy of On Target. Got a very active week that's in store, folks, and it's all going to get started today. You can take a look here at the latest surface map. We've got the surface fronts that are overlaid along with the latest satellite for you. And you can see we've got some overcast skies that are hanging out, but we got more cloud cover that's approaching here from the west. As we work throughout the day and on into this evening, this area of low pressure is going to be pulling off to the north and the east. That is going to force this associated cold front east across the region. We're going to get deep southerly flow out ahead of that cold front. That's really going to warm us up today. We're going to be all the way up around the mid to even upper 60s this afternoon. But folks, enjoy the warm temperatures while you can, because we have a prolonged stretch of very cold air that's going to be working through here after another system infiltrates the region Wednesday on into our Thanksgiving holiday. Let's start off by getting a look across the region. Overcast skies are showcased courtesy of the White Squirrel Weather Nest Cam overlooking Bowling Green. We got the cloud cover that's going to be around here early this morning. Same can be said overlooking the Beechtree News Sky Cam up in Morgantown as well. Got the cloud cover that's going to be sticking around, folks, but the rain chances are going to hold off at least until mid-morning, but more likely as we approach the early to mid-afternoon hours as we work throughout the day. Temperatures have stayed up overnight, folks. We're out ahead of the cold front. Winds out of the south has kept us very warm in association and tandem with the cloud deck that's got us socked in here. Mid and upper 50s across the board. We'll be bumping highs some roughly 7 to maybe 10 degrees as we work into this afternoon. We will be above average in the temperature department for this time of year. Taking a look at a better illustration of the surface map, or how it's going to look here as we work into the lunchtime hour. Cold front's going to be right there on our doorstep, going to be patrolling in here from the west, and that is whenever we're going to see the igniting of some more showers here across the region for us to take in. All right, so let's jump over here and let's look at the short-term model guidance to give you the full breakdown on exactly what it is that we're going to be experiencing. You can see as you work throughout this morning, folks, with a cloud deck that is intact, you might get in on a few stray sprinkles, maybe a light rain shower on the drive into work. All right, however, whenever the better forcing arrives with a cold front as we work into the lunchtime hour, but watch, as previously mentioned, early to mid-afternoon, watch the reflectivity begin to ignite just north and west of the region, right? Look at how much more prominent the rain showers become between the early and mid-afternoon hours, and then that cold front's going to advance off to the east, and then that'll be bringing the most prominent chances for the wet stuff right around sunset this evening and lasting throughout the overnight. The cold front's going to get out of here very quickly. It should be out of here by the time we work into the pre-dawn hours of our Tuesday. We're going to have more sunshine that's going to come into the mix, folks, but these northwest winds going to bring a shot of much colder air for us to take in for the second day of Thanksgiving week. All right, speaking of those temperatures, let's jump right into it. Above average in the temperature department this afternoon. We're going to skyrocket anywhere between the mid and upper 60s. You can blatantly see the cold front that's going to be passing through right around the 8 to 10 p.m. hour this evening. And then the northwest winds take over, folks. We're going to see lows tank down to right around the mid and upper 30s by Tuesday morning. But look at Tuesday afternoon. Peak heating Tuesday afternoon. Many of us aren't going to be escaping the mid 40s for highs despite the sunshine. Light northwesterly breeze is not going to be terrible out there. But you're going to want a warm layer on or two if you plan on spending any amount of time in the great outdoors. Now, after we get past Tuesday, folks, we're going to get into the Wednesday time frame, and then we're going to have another cold front approaching here out of the west. We're going to be all the way up. Tuesday afternoon highs we're going to achieve by the lunchtime hour on Wednesday. This is going to be out ahead of our next weather maker arriving Wednesday afternoon on into the Thanksgiving holiday. All right, so let's jump over here and let's break it down. Here we are looking at the passing cold front. High pressure nosing in here, folks. Clockwise flow is what's going to bring the northerly winds throughout the entirety of the Tuesday time frame. Keep your eyes over here on this deepening low pressure system on the east side of Colorado. We work throughout our Wednesday. We get into Wednesday afternoon, folks, and this could be the initial time that we get in on a few light rain showers here out along and ahead of this next very complicated weather maker. This one's still got some question marks on it, folks. Here we are rolling into our Wednesday afternoon. Here we are getting into Wednesday evening, and take a look at our setup. Model members are not in agreement, if you will, agreeance. I hope you all enjoyed that word I just added to the dictionary. On exactly the track of this surface low pressure. We've got the Euro that's bringing this thing right through the heart of South Central Kentucky, and if this occurs, we could be seeing rainfall amounts of the magnitude of anywhere from, I don't know, maybe a half an inch up to an inch and a half of total rainfall before this is said and done. Other model members are displacing the low further down to the south and east. It wouldn't bring us quite as much rainfall, but might bring a bit of a wintry mix along with that. So we're going to be keeping very close eyes on this, folks, because we're looking to be into a very active pattern Wednesday afternoon, at least throughout Thanksgiving Day morning, if not even lingering into the afternoon and evening, and we're going to explain why. Here we are rolling into the overnight hours. We're looking at midnight, Thanksgiving Day morning, and then sunrise on Thanksgiving, folks. With any luck, the bulk of the activity is going to be out of here, with a cold front in the low shifting well east of the region. However, on the backside of this low, folks, for a Thanksgiving holiday right now, we are signifying a scattered light rain shower. You might get in on a snowflake or two mixing in here, but brisk northwest winds are going to be coming in here, folks, and it's going to be a transition day to where we're going to shift to a much colder pattern as we get into Black Friday and take us all the way through a good portion of the following week. And there might be a little bit more than what we bargained for coming through this weekend. Keep your eyes right here on the map. Northwest flow is going to be screaming in here like a banshee, bringing that Canadian air mass down and settling it right across our vicinity. It is going to be very cold Friday all the way through the weekend, folks. Many of us could potentially not be escaping highs out of the 30s. And by early Saturday and early Sunday morning, folks, we could be looking at readings all the way down into the mid-teens, okay? So take the necessary precautions, undo the water hoses. It's attached to your spigots out there. All the stuff that needs to be done to winterize your home. Keep your eyes here, folks, as we look at the northwest flow, as we work into our Wednesday evening, and then we work into our Saturday. Look at this clipper that's coming in here out of the north and west. We're definitely going to need to keep very close eyes on this for the weekend, folks, because dare I say it, if this thing was to get displaced and it's a little lobe of energy, it's going to move between now and Saturday. If we get this little low below pressure a little bit further south, we could be getting in on a nice little dousing of snow Saturday afternoon all the way through our Sunday morning. So it's not completely ruled out, folks, but nothing's etched in stone. We know how the weather pattern behaves around here. It kind of does what it wants. Here we are getting into Sunday, rolling into the early days of next week. And then, folks, all the way through next weekend, we're just got the cold air in this monster trough that's going to keep temperatures well below average here. Over the course of the next week, if not even 2 weeks, it's going to come along with that. So if you're a snow lover like me, cross the fingers, cross the toes, maybe we can get some disturbances down here to bring some of those blue, purple, and pink colorations down to in and around our vicinity, all right? Long story short, folks, it's going to be an extraordinarily active pattern here over the next week or so. Talking about today in the short-term model guidance, we have been gifted a generalized thunderstorm risk. Instability is near zero. I expect maybe a rumble of thunder or two, if that at all. No sort of severe weather concerns coming along with this. Looking at a similar setup in the instability department Wednesday on into Thanksgiving Day. No severe weather concerns, but you might get in on a stray rumble of thunder here or there. Take this map with a grain of salt. As what we previously mentioned, folks, the displacement of that low, that complicated low pressure system in the Wednesday to Thanksgiving time frame could have a drastic impact on the changes in these valuations. Right now we've got anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch of total rainfall. That does include today along with Wednesday and Thursday. That value could definitely be increased to exceeding an inch if we get the low to track a little bit further north, bringing and allowing more of the Gulf moisture to advance up into our vicinity. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. Clouds thickening up throughout this morning. Scattered rain showers this afternoon on into this evening. Temperatures well above average. Much colder in the Tuesday time frame. Many of us not escaping the 40s for highs. Sunshine will be present, but a northerly wind going to be trapping those wind chills between the upper 30s and lower 40s. Clouds back on the uptick throughout our Wednesday will bump highs up to near 60 degrees. Scattered rain chances as early as Wednesday afternoon, becoming more prominent Wednesday night into our Thanksgiving Day holiday. Going to be much colder with highs trapped to right around the mid 40s with a northwest wind and sprinkles. Not ideal conditions for Thanksgiving, folks, but if nothing else, an excuse to stay inside and go get your second or third helping, if you know what I mean. And then we roll into Friday and the weekend. You'll note there on Saturday night, we got the scattered snow chances making an appearance. And with lows all the way down to the lower 20s, anything that falls will be sticking. So we're definitely going to be monitoring the weekend very closely as well. Folks, that'll wrap up your Monday morning edition of your Weather or Not forecast brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a blessed start to Thanksgiving week.